Hi folks, StrategicWolf here and welcome to part 5 of my Tips for Beginners series. Today we're going to look specifically at Northern Realms with regards to statuses and keywords. I'm going to show you some examples right here on the boards of Gwent to show you how to achieve all the keywords, things like crew, formation, and how to benefit from them the most and get increased value. Okay, as always, if you find this helpful, if you're a beginner, or if you're even an old pro and you're just having to click on this out of curiosity, you think, oh, okay, this guy actually, he's doing a fair job here, he's actually explained this pretty well, then please tell me, show me. If you're an old pro and you think he's missing stuff out there, then let me know as well. I hope I'm not, I don't think I am, but hey, tell me, show me, comment, like, maybe subscribe. You probably won't subscribe if you think I'm missing stuff, but you get the idea. Alright, hope you enjoy this, thank you for watching. And let's do it. Okay folks, the Northern Realms are quite a lot of soldiers, a few knights, quite a lot of siege engines and 1 or 2 mages, okay? Not unlike Nilfgaard. However, the main sort of thing with Northern Realms is quite a lot of engines, okay? Things like Temerian Drummer, which you've seen before. But I'm going to show you a different kind of engine in the form of a charge card, okay? With the keyword charge. We'll be looking at Nilfgaard and their kind of archetypes and stuff in the next video. Okay, so although they have soldiers as well, they have different, and they do have engines as well, but they're different. Okay, so let's start off with charge. Okay, so I'm going to use Hubert for this example. Now there are charge cards, bronzes, and also unique cards. For example, the next and the unique one. Any Sergeant is a bronze one. I've been trying to get these in my hand for ages to show you, but I just can't get them in my hand, okay? And so I'm just going to use Hubert for this example, okay? So, Hubert has Zeal. We know what Zeal is. It means its order ability can be used the same turn that it's played. Order, give an enemy unit 2 bleeding for 2 turns. And we also know what bleeding is as well. We'll see it now in a moment. Now, what is a charge, okay? Here's charge 1. What is a charge? Charge basically means a reusable order ability. Now once you use an order ability, like for example our Adernian Mauler, which we've seen before, that's it. It's a one-time thing. Unless you use a card like Varax's Prince to reset it, but you're not going to reset an Adernian Mauler. You're going to reset something of much greater value like Seltkirk, Prince Ensay's, the Bloody Baron, okay? So pretty much orders are one-time things. Charges means you can use your order ability for the same number of as many times as you have charges, okay? So let's play Hubert here, okay? And let's use his charge to give 2 bleeding to the Vanguard. So there we go, 2 bleeding, okay? Now, this is how charges look different than order, okay? Order has, when you can't use it, like this, when a card doesn't have Zeal, has a little Z. So I like to think of it as being asleep. When it can be used, it's a little ×1 symbol, okay? Charges have a little ×1 symbol with an arrow around it, okay? Because it's reusable, is how I think of it, okay? And you can have as many charges, you can have 2, 3, 4, your charges can build up, okay? You don't have to you can keep building up charges, okay? There's lots of ways to get charges from other cards, okay? Both bronzes and unique cards, from special cards, and from, in this case, leader, okay? Stockpile leader gives an ally unit charges, okay? So let's just end the turn now, first of all, and we're going to start collecting up a few charges, okay? Let our opponent keep playing a few cards, and we're Elven Swordmaster. We're going to end up getting building up a few charges here, okay?
May your sword and arm be one.
Okay, so let's use this special card, Winch. Boost an ally unit by 3 and give it 2 charges. Now currently Hubert has 0 charges, okay? So we're going to boost him by 3, so from 5 up to 8. And give him 2 charges, okay? Let's do it. Okay, boosted to 8, he now has 2 charges, okay? That's one way of gaining charges. Let's also use our leader to give him another charge. So there, he now has 3 charges, okay? We're not going to use them, we're going to end the turn. Okay, your charges can build up. And we're going to play 2 more cards to give Hubert even more charges, okay? And I'm going to use all those charges up to put bleeds all over the opponent's side of the board. Okay, so here's another card, a bronze card, Centurion Envoy. Now, Centurion Envoy has the formation keyword. Please ignore that for the moment. Okay, we will get to that, okay? But her order ability is to give 2 charges to an allied unit, okay? Now, I'm just going to tell you now, I'm I'm going to play her on the melee row to gain zeal, but I promise we'll get to formation in greater detail later on in this video. Okay, so let's just play her up here. Now we can use our order ability to give 2 charges. So Hubert currently has 3, now you're going to have 5. There we go. Let's end the turn. And we're going to play one more, which is Taller, who actually gives 3 charges. Okay? Now our opponent has passed, but I'm just going to continue just to show you the charges. So Taller, he also has formation, but please ignore that for the moment. So now Hubert will have 8 charges. Okay? So let's use 3 of them. Okay? Could use all 8. We could use the other 5, but we're not going to bother in this case. We're just going to hold on to them to see what other cards our opponent would play. Obviously, your opponent has passed in this case, but it's just as an example. Okay? So that's charges. Pretty simple. Now there are a lot of charges, for example, charge cards like Reinforced Ballista, though I didn't want to showcase it because it has a lot of keywords, but you will see this later on in the video. Another card would be like Redanian Archer, that actually can gain charges by itself due to its barricade ability. So once it has armor, at the end of its turn, it gains 1 charge. Okay, so that's charge cards. Okay? Okay, so now I'm going to show you crew. Okay, crew is another keyword. Now what crew means is when the unit is played between 2 soldiers. Okay, so cards that have the soldier tag, for example, our Redanian Elite is a human soldier. Redanian Mauler, human soldier. Redanian Archer, human soldier. Okay, Immortal Cavalry, human soldier. Okay, so crew, which for example we look at the Siege Tower, also Battering Ram, okay, another card is like Foltest Pride, for example, Caraballista, they have crew. Okay, now crew keyword is playing it between 2 soldiers. Let me show you. If I play, we already have 1 soldier here, our Redanian Archer. Let's play the Redanian Elite here. Okay, and end the turn. So I have 2 Siege Towers. So its deployability is gain vitality. Now we all know what vitality is. Gain it for 3 turns. Or crew ability, boost self by 3 instead. Okay, so I'm going to show you both Siege Towers. I'm going to show you one played just here. So I'm going to play it up here, out to its side, so it's not between 2 soldiers. Okay, so deploy, gain 3 vitality. Okay, end the turn. I'm going to play this Siege Tower between our 2 soldiers. Okay, and then you'll see that it will boost itself by 3. So instead of gaining 3 vitality, it will automatically boost from 4 to 7. Okay, this is actually very useful, this kind of thing, for taking a round. For example, if your opponent passes in round 1 and you need 6 or 7 points to take the round, you're playing Northern Realms, you have Siege Towers, you have soldiers on the board. It can be really, really, really good value to activate this crew ability. Okay, so I'm going to show you now. So this one gained vitality. This one, because we're going to play it between our Redanian Archer, who's a soldier, and Redanian Elite, who's also a soldier. Between 2 soldiers, it will activate its crew ability and automatically boost to 7. There we go. Okay, I'm going to show you one more. I'm going to show you the Battering Ram. But wait, we already have something between our 2 soldiers. I'm going to show you a really good card for crewing things up. Okay, a really good card, and that is Immortal Cavalry, because Immortal Cavalry spawns a base copy of itself. Now we know what spawning is, adding another card to the game, to the board. Okay, so if I play Immortal Cavalry here, I'm going to play them in the back row, because Battering Ram's order ability is ranged row dependent. Okay, so let's play these here. So we automatically, in 1 turn, automatically get 2 soldiers. Excellent for crewing, this is a bronze unit, so you can have 2 of these in your deck. Okay, so you could even play one in the front row to crew up Foltest Pride, for example. Okay, it's a brilliant way to get 2 soldiers on the deck, or on the deck, 2 soldiers on the board straight away. Okay, and I'll show you this last one now to show you crew. Okay, so Battering Ram, order on the ranged, move Battering Ram to the melee row, then damage the highest enemy unit by 3. Okay, as you can see, the little order bit is asleep, the little, as I always like to say, the little Zs, so it doesn't have zeal. Okay, it's not a card like Vincent, for example, okay, that we saw in previous video. it normally we'd have to play the Battering Ram in the range row, end the turn, wait until the next turn to use its order ability. But we're going to crew it up. We're going to play it between. Just think about with your siege engines, they have to be crewed by soldiers. That's how you have to think about it, okay? Play it between two soldiers, okay? So let's crew up the Battering Ram. It's gained zeal, so now we can use its order ability, so it will hit the Griffin for 3. There we go. Okay? That's crew. Pretty simple. Okay? Okay, so let's talk about resupply, okay? The resupply keyword. Think about it, you've Northern Realms, lots of armies, they need supply lines, they need supplied, they need a resupply, okay? So some cards have the resupply tag, okay? And we're going to look at the reinforced ballista. Now, ignore the formation. We'll get to formation, so please ignore it for the moment. Order, damage unit by 1. Charge, we now know what charges are. And resupply, gain 1 charge, okay? So let's just use the charges I have for the moment. Okay, so now we currently have no charges. But resupply, we gain 1 charge. Now what does resupply mean? Resupply means whenever you play a warfare card. Now what are warfare cards? Warfare cards are your Northern Realms specific special card. Okay, there are a few spells, but majority of them are warfare. They have the tag warfare. So Bombardment, Boiling Oil, Winch, which we saw earlier on. Some of the unique ones, Reinforcements, Knighthood. Okay, Amphibious Assault is actually a warfare card as well. So whenever you play a warfare card, any card that has the resupply keyword benefits from it. Okay, so Reinforced Ballista, we have 2 of them, will gain 1 charge each. So currently neither of them have any charges, times 0. So when I play a warfare card, they'll both gain 1 charge. Okay, let's use Boiling Oil, which is our warfare card that damages an enemy unit for 5. Okay, actually it's a death blow ability to purify adjacent units. So actually let's kill Kira here actually to actually get rid of this vitality. Actually very good. Okay, but that's not the main part. The main part is play a warfare, the resupply will trigger, and both these cards will gain charge. So let's do it. There you go. So we played a warfare card, resupply keyword triggered, and both of them gain charges. Very good. Okay, let's end the turn. I'll show you one more resupply card, which is the Rivian Pikeman. Okay,
let's make something beautiful together.
so we play a Rivian Pikeman just on the front row. Why not? It has an order ability, and we'll use that just to because why not? But its resupply is to boost itself by 1. Okay, another card that does this is Odrin, the guy with Tankards of Eel. Okay, so let's just use our order ability. Let's just damage this. Okay, so now let's play another warfare card. Let's play Bombardment, which splits 4 damage randomly between all enemy units. Increase the damage by 1 for every siege engine you control. We actually control 2 siege engines, so we're going to end up doing 6 damage. Okay, that's not important. What's important is resupply. Okay, playing the warfare card, the resupply keywords will trigger. Okay, so this time, not only will each reinforced ballista earn a charge, but the Rivian Pikeman will boost itself by 1 once we play a warfare card. Okay, let's play Bombardment. There we go. So the Rivian Pikeman boosted itself by 1 because of the resupply keyword, and both ballistas earn charges. There you go. That's resupply and warfare cards. Okay? Okay, so now we're going to talk about the keyword inspired. So what does inspired mean? Inspired means when your card's power is greater than its base power. Okay, so the little number, we talked about this in a previous video. The little number turns green. Okay, so you're basically your Northern Realms. You're giving a big speech about victory. Your troops are inspired. They can taste victory. The battle is theirs. They're going to win. Okay, so you inspire your troops. Okay, so some cards like Odrin, who I mentioned a moment ago when I was talking about resupply. I'm going to show you that now. Anna Stranger, also. Radovit's Royal Guards we'll do when we're doing formation. Same with Lyrian Lands Knight, okay? So, I'm just going to play Anna Stranger first of all, okay? I'm going to play her here. Okay, so Anna, every allied turn on turn end boosts unit to its right by 1, which in this case will be the reinforced trebuchet. When she's inspired, so when her number turns green, her power is greater than her base power, she'll boost the adjacent units. Now I'm not going to boost her this turn. I could boost her with leader. I'm going to leave her unboosted just to prove she only boosts this side. Okay, the card to her right. Let's end the turn. So she's boosted the reinforced trebuchet. She has not boosted Odrin. He's remained at 4. Okay. Okay, now let's use our tactical advantage to inspire Anna, okay? We could also inspire her, for example, by playing the Temerian drummer, okay? I think that's actually quite apt that you have a drummer to inspire your troops. A good steady beat, you know, gets the blood pumping, ready for victory, okay, win the battle. But we're going to use TA because I don't want her to die, okay? So let's boost her up. She's now at 8. She's really about, she's double her base power now, okay? So her turn number has turned green. So in this time, after I play another card, I'll play Rayla just to show you, okay? Once I end the turn, Anna will not only boost the Treb, but will also boost Odrin from 4 to 5. The Treb from 5 to 6. Okay, let's end the turn. There we go. That's because Anna is now inspired, okay? Now we are going to put the drummer up here to try and inspire Black Rayla, okay? It's Black Rayla, order ability on the melee row, damage unit by 1, which I'll show you now. Let's damage this. Damage by 1. When she's inspired, she damages for 2, so I'm going to show you that now in a moment. And that'll be inspired done, another keyword. Simple stuff, folks, simple stuff. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do one more end turn, okay? So we're going to now inspire Odrin, ourselves, with our leader. He's now at 7, so he will boost himself by 2 now whenever I play a warfare card. We talked about resupply a moment ago. Just going to show you an inspired resupply card like Odrin, okay? Let's kill this. So Odrin will boost from 7 to 9. There we go. Okay? And let's damage once more for 1 with Alarian. Okay? Now, Black Rayla has been inspired because the drummer has now inspired her. Her number's turned green. She will now damage for 2. So let's damage this now for 2. Yes, I accept that. I really am overcommitting here, but I'm just showing you folks the example, okay? She'll now damage for 2. There we go. So there's 3 cards that have the inspired keyword. We've inspired them all and reaped the rewards, therefore increasing their value and getting better value for our cards. And yes, we're now miles ahead and we have overcommitted in this instance, but it's just for the example. Okay, folks, there you go. Okay, so now before we do formation, which is our final keyword for Northern Realms, we're going to do duel. Okay, so there are 2 duel cards, Selkirk of Gullet and Prince Sensei. So Prince Sensei is a formation card which I'll show you in a moment. So I'm going to talk about duel first because Prince Sensei has inspired, duel and formation and can be quite a confusing card, but it's a brilliant card, okay? And I'll show you how to best use it now in a moment. So Selkirk of Gullet, order ability on the melee row, just like our Ardernian Maulers. Duel an enemy unit, okay? So let's put him here. We're going to have to wait to the next. Let's end the turn. So, duel. What does duel mean? Now, duel is damaging an enemy opponent, but it's not damaging it by a certain amount. Well, it is, but the amount you damage it by is your own power. Okay? So right now if I use Selkirk to duel Isengrim, he will kill him straight away. Okay? And 5 will damage for 5 and kill him. Okay? If I use Selkirk to damage Vernashel's Commando, what will happen is Selkirk will hit for 5, reducing this to 4. Because it's a duel, they fight each other. Okay? So Selkirk will hit Vernashel's Commando for 5, reduce it down to 4. It will hit back for 4, which will put Selkirk down to 1 damage. He'll hit for 1, which will put it to 3, and then it will hit back and kill Selkirk. So in this instance, Selkirk would die. Okay? Now that's very confusing. I'll say that just one more time, okay? Selkirk will hit for his power. In this case, it's his base power. If he was damaged to 4 or 3, that's what he would hit for. Whatever Selkirk's power is, he will duel for that amount. He will damage by that amount, okay? So Selkirk will hit this for 5, putting it down to 4. So it will hit back for 4, knocking Selkirk down to 1. Selkirk then hits for 1, damaging this to 3. This will hit back and kill Selkirk. So in this scenario, Selkirk will die. Let's help him out a little bit, okay? Let's give him Knighthood, 6 boost. And we'll end the turn.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Okay, gonna play another card just for a moment. Gonna keep the duel because I want to show you it hitting back, okay? Right now we would kill the commando because we're 11, it's only 10. Oh, this might actually help. Might hit Selkirk down a little bit as well. Oh no, gonna hit this. Okay, let's do this. Let's just play this. End the turn. And now I'll show you the duel, okay? This will now be at 12. This might actually hit Selkirk, perhaps. Nope, killing the ballista, so that's fine. Okay, so now let's duel. Okay, so Selkirk is now at 11. So he will hit the commando for 11, damaging it down to 1. It will then hit back, damaging Selkirk to 10. Selkirk will then hit back at 10 and kill the commando. Okay, now it happens super quick. Okay, I'll say it one more time and then I'll show you. Okay, so in this scenario, Selkirk lives. Okay, removes this and lives. In the last scenario, when he was only 5 base power, he would have died and the commando would have kept growing as an engine card because of only having elf units on the board. Okay, so in this case, I'll say it once more. I apologise if I sound patronising, it's just, it happens so quickly, I just want to talk you through it, okay? So Selkirk will damage for his power, which is currently 11. So Selkirk will hit the commando for 11, knocking it down to 1. The commando duels back, it hits back for 1, knocking Selkirk to 10. Then Selkirk hits back for 10, which kills the commando because it's only at 1. Okay, so what will happen now when I hit duel is, this will die, and Selkirk will be left at 10 base power. Okay, here we go. So that's a duel. Bop, bop, bop. Hits back and forth. Now, if Selkirk was at 6 in that, for example, or 7, it would hit back and forth more times. Like in the previous example what I talked about when he was only 5, it would have hit for 5, knocked it to 4, hit back, and Selkirk would have died, okay? But in this case, he's lived, and we have removed the engine piece on the opponent's side, and only lost 1 point on our side of the board. So that's dueling, okay? I hope I explained that clearly enough, and I hope that I showed it, okay? Okay, so let's talk about formation, okay? At long last, let's talk about formation. Now, formation, just think about it. Big, huge armies in the Northern Realms. It's how you're forming up your troops, okay? So you get specific benefits for playing on the melee row or the range row, okay? Now, not all Northern Realms cards have formation, but a vast majority of them do, okay? And we saw some earlier on. We saw things like Reinforced Ballista. We saw things like Centurion Envoy, Talar, okay? Lyrian Landsknecht, okay? And we also have like Kara Cutthrough, for example, and Prince Sensei, which is a very, very good one, okay? Also, Bloody Baron's a very good one as well. Veraxis Prince as well, okay? So, let's just start off with a pretty simple one, okay? Let's start off with our Centurion Envoy. Now, formation. What does formation mean? Formation means that if I play a formation card on the melee row, I gain Zeal, okay? Which means that I can use my order ability the same turn I play the card. If I play a formation card on the range row, it boosts itself by 1, okay? Which can help to protect it and help it live, okay? Also, some formation cards like Bloody Baron, like Lyrian Landsknecht, like Prince Sensei have Inspired. Now we just mentioned Inspired a little while ago. Inspired gives you extra benefits. It's when your little number turns green, you're higher than your base power, okay? So they have added benefits, added rewards, increases your card's value, okay? Let's just start off with a simple formation one first. So let's just do Centurion Envoy. So we have a charge thing here. We have our Kidweni Sergeant. Currently has 2 charges. Let's give it 2 more. So we could play a Centurion Envoy here and boost it by 1 and wait till next turn. there's not really much point. Plus it could get removed by something, okay? Because lots of pieces of removal can damage for at least 5. So let's put it on the melee row. Gain Zeal.
No horse, I said. Wanted the
Give this 2
exercise.
charges, and then let's boost this up here. Let's use our charges and boost this up. Okay, let's end the turn. So that's one formation, okay? We're now going to play another one, okay? We're going to play Kara Cutthroat. Its order ability is to give an enemy unit 3 bleeding, okay? Bleeding for 3 turns. But I don't want to bleed anything just yet, so let's play it on the ranged row. So it's going to boost itself by 1. There we go. Okay, didn't gain Zeal, because we didn't play it on the melee row. We played it on the ranged row, it boosted itself by 1. Let's end the turn. Okay? And next turn we can use its order ability. Now, let's look at these other 3 cards now, okay? They also have Inspired, okay? So they get an extra reward for being played on the range row, okay? Now you could also inspire these by playing them on the melee row, maybe boosting them with leader, or boosting them with TA, boosting them with a card like Kiddo Any Sergeant, okay? Because sometimes, especially with Prince Sensei's, it's a good idea to get Zeal to answer something straight away, okay? So let's give this 3 bleeding, okay? Let's give this another charge, okay? And oh no, a boost. Sorry, that was a boost. Sorry, not a charge, a boost. Okay. So let's have a little look now. Let's have a little look at Lyrian Landsnecht. Okay. Formation, order, damage by 1. Inspired, damage by 3. So I could have played this on. I messed it up there. I could have played this on the melee row and boosted it by 1 to inspire it, but I'm going to play it on the range row. Okay. So to get that formation boost by 1 for playing it on the range row, which then inspires it, which improves its order ability, okay? And you'll see that next turn. Then we're going to play Radovit's Royal Guards. We're going to play it also in the range row, because it's inspired. Its order ability is boost an allied unit by 2. Inspired, give it 2 armor. So let's also play this here on this row. Okay? So it's boosted by 1. Let's use this here to damage the beast a little bit, okay? So we got an extra strong order ability. Instead of damaging for 1, we damaged by 3 because we were inspired. Why? Because formation we played on the melee row, or the range row, sorry, we played on the range row. Okay? And our last formation card I'm going to show you is Prince Sensei's. And I'm going to play Prince Sensei's on the melee row to gain Zeal, okay? His order ability, damage unit by 4. So I could play this here and damage something for 4. Kill one of these Thrive engines, for example, one of these wyverns, okay? But I'd rather kill the beast, because the beast's a very, very strong engine. I'd rather get rid of the beast, okay? So let's see if we can do that, okay? So let's play here and gain Zeal, okay? So right now, I damage this for 4. It's not going to kill it, okay? But we also have Inspired keyword, okay? And then Duel an enemy unit instead, okay? We looked at Duel a moment ago with Selkirk, okay? So let's boost Prince Sensei's up. So let's give him a boost from leader. So he's now at 5. So he's now inspired. He will now duel whatever we damage. Okay, he will duel the beast. Hit for 5, hit back for 2, hits for 3. He would now kill the beast. But I don't want to leave him really weak, okay? So let's actually use our Radovit's Royal Guards to boost him by 2 and also give him 2 armor. Why? Because Radovit's Royal Guards is now inspired. It's boosted up itself by 1 because formation, and we played it on the range row, okay? Now I know this is a lot to take in, but I'm just showing you all the different ways you can play formation cards on the melee and range row and what the benefits are and how you can change their value and increase their value, okay? Now it would make sense to play a Prince Sensei's in the range row because he boosts himself by 1, becomes inspired and then can duel. But I'm showing you here that you can play him, gain Zeal, and boost him with other ways, like leader and other charges. Or the cards, sorry, okay? So let's play that here. He's now at 7 with 2 armor. He's actually now at 9, really, okay? But he's now at 7, so he now will kill the beast, okay, straight away. Even even without having to be hit back, okay? But let's say the beast, actually I'm going to end the turn now. Let's end the turn just to show you actually. Let's let the beast grow another bit. Just to show you the duel, okay? The bop bop of the duel. Okay, so the beast is now at 8. Okay? So Prince Insei's will hit it for 7, lowering it down to 1. It hits back for 1, but it's not going to hit Prince Insei, it's going to hit his armor. So what's going to happen now is this will kill this and leave Prince Insei's with 7 strength, 1 armor. Bop, bop, bop. There we go. Okay? And that's it, folks. That's formation, okay? I know it's a lot to take in, but I hope I explained it clearly. And I hope I've showed you how you can, depending upon where you play your formation cards, how you can change their value, increase their value, and reap the rewards. Okay? Good stuff. Okay, so now just before we finish the video, I want to talk to you about 2 types of statuses, okay? We'll talk to you about shields and defenders. So start off with shields first of all. I'm going to talk about shields now in the Northern Realms video because Northern Realms has got quite a lot of shields, okay? Not the only faction to have shields, but the majority of shields are here in Northern Realms, just like the majority of charge cards are in Northern Realms, okay? So, some cards start with shields, okay? For example, Gwent Cavalry, okay? Immortal Cavalry. We saw those earlier on. I was talking about the crew ability, okay? So, let's just play the Gwent Cavalry, okay? So there you go. It has a shield, okay? Now, some things benefit from having shields. For example, Windham. We'll show him in a moment. Some things benefit from having their shields removed, okay? So Gwent Cavalry has a shield. Whenever this unit loses its shield, it boosts itself by 2, okay? So that can either deter your opponent from actually targeting this, because damaging it will remove the shield, and then it'll only boost by 2. Or you can even do things like, for example, use a card like Damned Sorceress. It destroys a unit's shield and boosts itself by 2. So that can be used to have some nice synergy with a card like Gwent Cavalry. Also a card like Immortals. Okay, very good card to work with Damned Sorcerers, okay? So, what a shield does is, a shield is a status, okay, that protects from the first instance of damage. And that's very important, the first instance, okay? So, let's say, for example, this will hit for 1, okay? So, the Swordmaster will hit this for 1, possibly. It might choose not to, but if it did, the shield would break and absorb the damage. But this would remain at 4 strength. If, for example, we were playing against Northern Realms and it was an Adernian Mauler, or let's say, for example, Black Rayla and she was inspired, something that damaged for 2, okay? Or even a card that damages for 3, like even a special card like Assassination or Boiling Oil. If that's used on this, or in this case, Scoia'tael, Nature's Rebuke. If our opponent now used a Nature's Rebuke, this will live at 4 strength. The shield will break because the shield absorbs all the damage, the first instance of damage, okay? So the first time a unit with a shield is damaged, the shield will break. It absorbs all the damage and will break, protecting the unit, okay, from the damage. However, a card that damages repeatedly, like for example Gigascorpion Decoction or Morkvarg Heart of Terror, they will break the shield with the first bit of damage and then continue to damage the unit, okay? So for example, if you're playing Skellige and you have Gigascorpion Decoction, you're playing against Syndicate, and they have Imka, the card that's played in the ranged row, gains 2 coins at the end of every turn. I think it's a fee of 3. She can gain a shield. She's at 5 strength with a shield. Gigascorpion Decoction is the perfect answer because it damages the unit by 1 6 times. So it hits the shield and then continues to damage 5 more times, completely killing Imka. Okay? So shields only prevent the first instance of damage, okay? If it's a unit or object, a unit or another special card or something that damages repeatedly, then the shield will only stop the first instance of damage. It will not completely protect the unit, okay? So let's end the turn now. I want to show you just some more things. Look, other ways that you can get shields as well. You can give shield, there we go, look. There we go. Hit it, and it boosted by 2. So let's actually give this another shield, okay? Let's give it another shield. Let's use Lady of the Lake as a shield herself. Let's put her here. She is a shield, and she can give a shield. So let's give this another shield. Perhaps our opponent will hit it again, and it will boost up again. Okay? Let's end the turn. Also, a leader like Shield Wall can give shield as well. Okay, a special card like Rune Word can give a shield. Okay.
Humans to the sea!
So let's give this a shield. Let's play Windham. Now Windham,
Never surrender.
on the end of the turn, if he has a shield, will boost himself by 2. A great engine. Okay? But if the shield is removed, he will stop boosting himself. Okay? So the shield is now gone. See that?
Some things cannot be forgiven.
You best yield now.
So now I'm going to end the turn. Windham has no shield, so he will not boost. There we go. Now we're going to use Rune Word to give him a shield. This next turn.
I will litter the forest with your bones.
Okay? So now at the end of the turn, he'll boost by 2 and have 1 vitality, so he'll end up at 4. There we go. Okay? And that's shields. Okay? Okay, so now, last but not least, I'm going to talk to you about the defender status. Okay? So, Donomir of Troy, he's a defender. And he has a shield. Now, we just mentioned shields. Okay? So you know what a shield is. Defender status. Okay? Now, defender is it's not a keyword, it's a status. Okay? And that's why it can be very confusing when people are trying to deal with defenders. And I'll tell you how to deal with defenders now in a moment. Okay, but if we play Domir, I'm going to play him. Let's have a little look at our hand. Melee, any row, melee row, melee row. Okay, we're going to try and defend our engines. Okay, let's play him on the melee row. Okay, so there you go. The little shield with the target. So that means that because we have a defender now on the melee row, our opponent can only target our defender. Okay, they cannot target any other card we have on this row. Okay? Once Domir is removed, if they kill him, if they use enough damage, so he's a shield, 2 armor, 7 base power, that's 10. If they do 10 damage and kill him, okay, not 10 damage at once because the shield will absorb the first, but if they damage him once, get rid of the shield, then damage him for 9, either at once or over a few turns, he will die. We will no longer have a defender, and then the opponent can target any card they wish. Okay? So defender will stop. Well, that just threw me off. Anyway, sorry. A defender will stop any targeting of any other cards, okay? So if I played, for example, Fotes Pride, okay, it's an engine card, okay? Damages for 1. If it's crewed up, which it could be in a moment, whenever we get another soldier down here, like the Immortals, it would damage for 2. So it's a big threat to our opponent. They're going to want to get rid of this. But they can't. They can't target this because of the defender. Now, I told you I'd tell you how to get rid of defenders. I'll tell you that right now, okay? We're talking about defender status right now. That's what defender does. That's why defenders are good. They help to protect your stuff. How do we deal with them? What did I say defender was? Keyword or status? Status. Okay? How did we remove statuses at the end of our previous tips video with purifies? Okay? Now this has the shield status, but there are some defenders that don't have shield. Donomir is the only one I think has a shield. Okay? But there's one defender in every faction. Okay? One defender in each faction, and they have this little shield with the target on it, okay? The crosshairs. Okay? You can kill them and get rid of them, and that allows you to target anything you want. Or you can simply purify them. So a card like Imperial Definer if you're Nilfgaard, okay? The neutral variant, Peller. Okay, I think we saw Peller last time. There are some special cards as well to purify, okay? So if you purify this, it will not only in this case remove the shield, but it will remove the defender status. So therefore allowing you to target whatever you wish. Okay, that's how you deal with defenders. A purify. Okay? That's it, folks. That's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.